वंदे श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, anyone who would like to share what we discussed yesterday? Yes, any volunteer? Yes. Yes, good, very good. Any other devotee? About samadhi also, some points were discussed. His situation is like a person who is, is drunken, he has madira madandh, one who has taken liquor, so he is not aware about the cloths on his body. So some person in samadhi, he is also similarly not too much concern about his bodily maintenance. So that part, the person in samadhi also sees. I'll just show you the exact slokas so that the person in samadhi, he previously he was thinking that this happiness and distress is in me because of his misidentification. He was not considering the presence of avidya. But in samadhi now he is very much aware about avidya. So this then about his body, daiva vashat, या दैवात upetam अथा दैव वशात upetam. So by daiva only it came into existence, or it goes to some place, it returns from some place. So about a condition of a person in samadhi, and later on various examples for soul's presence. So soul present, just like a fire. Fire example, anyone remembers? Using the example of fire, the presence of soul should be understood, or super soul, whichever example you remember. So similarly, like same fire, but according to the size of the wood, it appears different. So similarly, the same soul, but having different bodies, it appears different. So in the end part, we saw questions in 29th chapter. 29th chapter, Devavati asked 3 questions. Anyone remembers? So elaborately speak about process of Bhakti Yoga. First question. Then, yes. जीवलोकस्य विविधा संस्कृति मम आचक्ष्व येन पुरुषः सर्वथा वैराग्य. Okay, and then Manmohan Shamprabhu said, nature of time. So this time, kalasya Ishvara Rupasya. So about Kal, which creates fear, or out of his fear people engage in pious activities. So please, or describe about Kal also. These 3 questions. So now beginning with the first question. Elaborate on process of devotional service. So that begins from sloka number 7. So we'll Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bhakti Yogo Bahuvidho Margair Bhamini Bhavyate Swabhava Guna Margena Pumsam Bhavo Vibhidyate. Lord is saying, so Bhakti Yoga is of different or variety, Bahuvidha. So different paths of Bhakti Yoga. So why different paths? Swabhava Guna Margena. Because living entities, Pumsam Swabhava Guna Margena. Because of different natures of different souls. So the paths of Bhakti Yoga are also different. So for this, we'll see from Tika. Margaihi prakara visheshaihi tan eva आह स्वभाव bhutaguna. So according to this swabhav, and from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Tika, another aspect is mentioned. So although Lord spoke about bhakti in previous chapter, or 3.25.32, the sloka begins with Divanam Gunalinganam. So although he spoke, now different types of devotional service according to the modes. So that is explained in this. So here in the first, now next we'll read the translation of this and then go to 8th and its Tika. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions one detail. Yes, who has the mic?
Lord Kapila, the personality of Godhead, replied, O noble lady, there are multifarious paths of devotional service in terms of the different qualities of the executor.
Okay. Abhisandaya yo himsam dambham matsaryam eva samrambhi bhinna drukbhavam mai kuryat satamasah. So abhisandhaya means one who has abhipraya, intention के लिए abhisandhaya, or resolve. Intention or resolve is abhisandhaya. So that person who has a intention to cause himsa, to cause violence, pride and envy, matsaryam eva, and he is very samrambhi means krodhi, so angry temperament, samrambhi, bhinna druk bhavam, and he has a drishti, separatist mentality. So this word comes in all 3 places, tamas, rajas as well as satoguns. So what is the differentiation we'll see. So such type of bhakti, satamasa. So that person, or here, tatra prathamam tamasim bhaktim lakshayan bhakti tamasi syaditi vaktum anauchityam. So in the beginning, he wants to say about bhakti, tamasim bhaktim. but this is very not very proper. Bhakti cannot be said to be tamasic. Huh? So therefore, it is Prathamam Tamasim Bhaktim Lakshayan. He wants to indicate Tamasi Bhakti, but Bhakti Tamasi Syaditi Vaktum Anauchityam. Na Uchitam iti Anauchityam. So it is not appropriate to say that Bhakti is Tamasi. Parabhrushan. So deliberating like this. So Tadvan Purusha Eva Tamasam. So person who performs such kind of bhakti, he is tamas, not the bhakti. So that point very nicely. Paramrushan, thinking that it is not appropriate to use this word. Tamas, tamasa, tamasadi shabdaihi uh, uchchati iti aha. So in every three slokas now, so he uses the sa tamasa, sa tamasa. That person is doing tamasi bhakti. So abhisandhaya sankalpya. He has taken a resolve or intention. Samrambhi krodhi bhinna druk भेददर्शी स्वस्मिन इव परस्मिन अपि सुख दुखम समान न पश्यति. सो जैसा सुख दुख मुझे मिल रहा है वैसा दूसरों को भी मिलेगा. So this vision is not with him. Nir anukampah, so not having any compassion. Ityartha. Yo mai bhavam ya bhaktim kuryat. So one who performs bhakti or having this bhava. So saha trividha tamasah. Here. Asyaha tamasyaha bhaktir trividyam spashtam uktam Brihan Naradi. So in the Brihan Narad Puran, so these are the stages of bhakti in Vaidi bhakti or uski niche. Generally in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu we study about bhakti starting from Vaidi bhakti, then Raganuga bhakti, Bhava bhakti, Prema bhakti. But below sadhana bhakti, what are the stages? So they are given in these three slokas, and a sample of it is given in Brahmanaradi, reference is given. So yaschanyasya vinashartham bhajate shraddhaya harim. So for अन्यस्य विनाशार्थम हरिम श्रद्धया भजते, दूसरों का नाश हो जाए इस उद्देश्य से he worships the Lord. Sometimes he gets troubled by some other devotee in the same department or in same temple. He's too much interfering in my services, although he's not supposed to. So in an angry mood, he may design like that. So this is a conversation. Phallavat Prithvi Pala. So this is a conversation between some king and Sa Bhakti Tamasa Adhama. So the lowest in the category of bhakti is this. Then Yaha Archayet Kaitavadhiya Swarinim Swapatim Yatha. So one who worships the Lord, but he doesn't have uh, loyalty. So it is like Swairini, Swapatim Yatha Narayanam Jagannatham Save Tamasa Madhyama. So the real pati, Swapati, उसकी उपासना न करते हुए जो अन्यों की भी उपासना करता है. तो कैतवधिया अर्चयेत कैतवधिया स्वैरिणी स्वपतिम यथा नारायणम जगन्नाथम. तो स्वपति नारायण और जगन्नाथ, तो इनकी उपासना न कर कर अन्यों के भी. तो ही इज वर्शिप्ड बोथ तामसा या तामस मध्यमा. देन देव पूजा अपरान दृष्टवा स्पर्धया यो अर्चयेत. तो दूसरे लोगों बहुत अच्छे तरीके से पूजा कर रहे हैं. देव पूजा अपरान दृष्टवा, अपरान यानी कि दूसरों की, दृष्टवा स्पर्धया यो अर्चयेत हरिम. So he starts worshipping Lord Hari in the same opulence and same pomp. Shrunushu Prithvi Pala Sa Bhaktir Tamasottama. So amongst the tamasa, so this is best. So if you want to see the translation for this, so just here. 8th sloka. Hmm. First, tamasic bhakti is described. One should not say that bhakti becomes tamasic. Rather, the particular person in question is tamasic. He is angry. He does not see happiness and distress equally in himself and others. In other words, he is without compassion, with a goal of violence, pride, hatred. The angry person with no compassion who performs bhakti. So now here, Brihan Naradiya Puran, same sloka. Yaschanyasya vinashartham. So its translation. O king, he who performs or he who worships with faith the Lord with the goal to destroy another person has tamasic bhakti of low grade, to adhama. He who, like a prostitute, worships his master Narayan, Lord of universe, with cheating mentality. So along with Lord Narayan, he worships other devatas. Has tamasic bhakti of medium grade. He who worships the Lord in a competitive mood after seeing the worship of devatas has tamasic bhakti of the highest type. One should see the same work for rajasic and tamasic bhakti of three types. For further details, Sri Brihanaradiya Puran. According to the sloka, it appears that he worships. So here, Yo archayit kaitavadhiya Swairini Swapatim. So just like a prostitute along with her husband, she also has a relation with other men. So similarly, he worships Lord Hari, but also had some intelligence going for worship of demigods also. So coming to the translation for this. Who has the mic?
Devotional service executed by a person who is envious, proud, violent, and angry, and who is separatist, is considered to be in the mode of darkness.
Hmm. So two are clear. One who is violent, he wishes that somebody should die, and he's proud about his services. I'm the best Pradanga player, I'm the best garland maker, Mataji. Something like that. He has a pride and he considers no one can do what I can do. And with envious mentality. So others are getting more glorification, more respect than me. So that also he cannot tolerate.
Cheating mentality. So when we see that another, you may be devotee, but if we see that someone is cheating, suppose for example in temple only, if I see that there is some cheating is going on, so I am in the authorized person, and if I see that somebody is doing that, so what should be our mentality?
So we should report to the concerned authorities with proper evidence and proper proof. So we don't have, you are saying authority is also there, C also. That is a, so with evidences you can tell to that person privately. So these are the evidences which have come, and then I feel you should take this punishment or self punishment or something you should admit at least, and then take some punishment. He should be privately told and then told to take some punishment voluntarily. Okay, this.
To act under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master with a motive to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pure devotional service. But if one has a motive for personal sense gratification, his devotional service is manifested differently. Such a man may be violent, proud, envious, and angry, and his interests are separate from the Lord's. One who approaches the Supreme Lord to render devotional service, but who is proud of his personality, envious of others, or vengeful, is in the mode of anger. He thinks that he is the best devotee. Devotional service executed in this way is not pure. It is mixed and is of the lowest grade, Tamasaha. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur advises that a Vaishnava who is not of good character should be avoided. A Vaishnava is one who has taken the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the ultimate goal of life. But if one is not pure and still has motives, then he is not a Vaishnava of the first order of good character. One may offer his respects to such a Vaishnava because he has accepted the Supreme Lord as the ultimate goal of life, but one should not keep company with a Vaishnava who is in the mode of ignorance.
Very clear instruction. विषयान् अभिसन्धाय यश ऐश्वर्यमेव वा अर्चादावर्चयेत् यो मां पृथग्भावः स राजसः. So here same the word abhisandhaya, sankalpya, resolve or intention. So he has a great longing for vishayan, sense gratification, to get various sense objects, vishayan, then yasha, to become famous, and aishwarya, to possess lot of facilities or comforts. Aishwarya va, archadau archayed. So he also worships archa ado, guru and other tadiyas. Archadau archayed, he worships. So yaha mam prathak bhava. So again the word bhinna druk, now here prathak bhava sa rajasa. So this person is said to be in the mode of ignorance, passion. So here, ninth hour. So Sridhar Swami doesn't write prathak bhava bhedadarshi. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes about this one. Prathak mattah anyatra vishayadishu eva spruha yasya sa. So prathak bhava, so apart from me, mattah anyatra vishayadishu eva spruha. So he has spruha for sense objects not to achieve me. So that is the meaning of prathak bhava with respect to this sloka. Previous sloka bhinna druk was, what was the meaning? No, devoid of compassion, correct. Just like I get suffering and happiness if these things happen to me, similarly others also will experience the same thing. So that drishti he doesn't have. That is the meaning of bhinna druk in the previous verse. Prabhupada writes in general as having separatist mentality, but specific is this prathak bhava. Yes.
So your question.
Huh.
Last verse commentary, Vishwanath Chakravarti said,
Hmm.
Tamasottama is one who competes with demigods. Because seeing them getting benefits, material benefits, he also worships. So
Hmm.
how is it different from this passionate? Tamasottama and passion, what is the difference?
Tamasottama and passion.
Here also it's saying that Yasha and Aishwarya is looking for. And there it said that he competes with demigods and worships Lord for material benefit.
So that dambha element, that competition mentality. So there three words were there. You go back here. Himsa, dambha, matsarya. So the prominent bhav there is, I think dambha or matsarya, dono mein se ek hai. So the prominent mentality is taken into account, and accordingly the best of the tamasa bhakta. And here the personal selfish desire to get something is more prominent. There the dvesh mentality is more prominent. So each bhakti is again classified into three, 9, and ahead we'll see the calculation. 81 types of bhakti. So how it is, we'll see ahead. Here sloka number 9 ka translation.
The worship of deities in the temple by a separatist with a motive for material enjoyment fame and opulence is devotion in the mode of passion.
Okay. Now, bhakti in the mode of goodness. Karmanirharam uddisha parasmin va tadarpanam yajed yashtavyamiti va पृथक भावः स सात्विकः. तो कर्म निर्हारम, तो पाप का क्षय हो जाए, टू गेट फ्री फ्रॉम sinful reactions. Karma nirharam uddisha. So having the uddish, having the purpose, so he performs bhakti with the intention of becoming free from sinful activities. Uddisha parasmin va tad arpanam. Or second category, he performs his activities as a krishnarpanam, tad arpanam. So this second part, it will come in the tika. It needs more explanation. Third is yajet yashtavyam iti, out of sense of duty. Yashtavyam, kartavyam, drashtavyam, bodhavyams. Out of duty, I should worship because Lord is giving me so many things. It is my duty to worship the Lord. So in that sense, if he is doing bhakti, then it is sattvika bhakti. So coming to the tika for this. So the second part, karmarpanam. Karma nirharam papakshayam. So parasmin means parmeshware, tad arpanam karmarpanam. So this yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjosi dadasi tat karushva madarpanam. So this मेरे कर्मों का कुछ हिस्सा भगवान को जाना चाहिए, कर्मार्पणम. Having this sense is also type of sattvic bhakti. So here actually bhagavat pritim uddishya iti artha. So by offering this karmas to the Lord, at the end may I get bhakti or priti towards the Lord. Yashtavyam iti vidhi siddhim uddishya ityartha. So vidhi siddhim, perfection in following rules and regulations. So he is not attached to the goal of following rules and regulations. He is interested in following the rules and regulations perfectly. Vidhi siddhi, विधि में ही परफेक्शन आ जाए. विधि पालन करके जो गोल मिलने वाला है उसमें नहीं, लेकिन विधि विधि सिद्धिम उद्दिश्य इत्यर्थ. तो भेद दर्शित्वम अर्चादो अर्चनम च त्रिषु समानम. So this word पृथक भाव और भिन्न दृक्, here also it is there, पृथक भाव, तीनों में it is same. तो भेद दर्शित्वम अर्चादो अर्चनम च त्रिषु अपि समानम. All three people worship the Lord. तदेवं तामसादि भक्तिषु त्रयः त्रयो भेदाः. So in these three, there are again three. You have noticed by now. The first was dambha, himsa and matsarya. Second में vishayan, then aishwarya, and third one यश. करेक्ट, यश. So हर एक का तीन तीन है. So that is mentioned here. तामसादि भक्तिषु त्रयः त्रयो भेदाः तासु यथोत्तरम श्रेष्ठ्यम. So beginning from tamas to the sattvic. So uttarottar. So in the sequence they are better and better. Shreshtyam. Evam cha shravana kirtanadayo navapi pratyekam nava nava bhedaha. So the 9 forms of devotional service, Shravan Kirtana. So this 9, and Shravan के ये 9 part है. Shravan done with the mode of ignorance, passion, and उसके और 3. Shravan done with the intention of destroying someone. So therefore, तदेवं सगुणा भक्ति एका एकाशिति भेदः. Ashiti means 80, and ek ashiti means 81. 81 भेदा भवति Prabhupada writes about this in his purport also. We will see now. Okay, who has the mic?
When a devotee worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead and offers the results of his activities in order to free himself from the inebrities of fruitive activities, his devotion is in mode of goodness. Devotional service in the mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness can be divided into 81 categories. There are different devotional activities such as hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, offering prayer, rendering service, and surrendering everything. And each of them can be divided into 3 qualitative categories. There is hearing in the mode of passion, in the mode of ignorance, and in the mode of goodness. Similarly, there is chanting in the mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness, etc. 3 multiplied by 9 equals 27, and when again multiplied by 3, it becomes 81. One has to transcend all such mixed materialistic devotional service in order to reach the standard of pure devotional service as explained in the next verses.
So one small line from the Tika, Prabhupada has elaborated here.
That again 3 means what? Again 3 means again passion, ignorance, and goodness like that.
It passion, ignorance, and goodness के तीन है. So I will show you
That
again.
9 into 3, 27. That is
हाँ,
okay.
20.
And then again further 3, 3, 3. How it is?
Okay, according to the purport, if you go. So ये ignorance के भी तीन है ना? नहीं. हाँ. So ignorance के 3 बताए ना, हिंसा, दंभ and तीन. हाँ, it is there, but we have to refer to Brahmanaradiya Puran. It is mentioned in the Tika. हाँ, 3. There are 3. Same, Rajas. Papakshay and Karmarpan. And third one is Kartavya Buddhi. Only rules and regulations follow karo. That is third. हाँ. So this is Sridhar Swami's opinion. But if you see here, Vishwanath Thakur's opinion, he doesn't mention like that. So karma nirharam कर्म क्षय उद्दिश्य यह यजेत. तो यस्य भक्ति कर्म क्षय एव प्रयोजनम, पाप कर्मों का क्षय हो जाए ये प्रयोजन. Then now here परस्मिन् परमेश्वरे तद अर्पणम तस्य कर्मणः अर्पणम यत्र. तो here स्वधर्म का आचरण तथा यो यजेत स्वधर्मार्पणम प्रचुराम श्रवणादि भक्ति यह कोरियादित्य अर्थ. So he performs Shravan ityadi, but his main goal is Swadharma ka acharan kar kar wo Bhagwan ko arpan kare. Here he doesn't mention about Bhagavad Priti. हाँ, previous श्रीधर स्वामी के टीका में थोड़ा सा है वो. Yes.
One says sadhana bhakti is above these 3, and we know that what is the order of Guru, Shastra. We're trying to execute. We fall short of that certain times. So do we fall into sadhana category or we fall into these 3 categories? And if we fall into these 3 categories, then do we keep wavering among these 3 categories? And what is the basis of sadhana? Because sadhana bhakti is done with contaminated mind and senses, but to follow Guru's order. So unless one is actually able to always follow the order of Guru, will he not qualify to sadhana bhakti?
So actually both things are there. Sadhana bhakti also we are doing, but the influence of three modes is also there. So we are not purely on the sadhana level. So this is a mixture. That is only conclusion I can say. Cannot do more micro analysis than this. Mm. Yes. Mm. So Antadev Prabhu, he's answering your question.
Yeah, when Guru is in mind, my Guru has ordered me. I may not, I don't like to do this, but Guru wants me. I will try. Means then I go on. Then it will become sadhan, Vaidhi sadhan bhakti.
Yes. Sudhamanath Prabhu.
In continuing the continuation of the same point which Antardeep Pro told, Balram Shakti Pro had given one class in room number 304 on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Hmm.
So in purport number 9, towards the end of first paragraph, Prabhupada is writing, when the so-called devotee desires material enjoyment without reference to the interest of the Supreme Lord, or he wants to become famous or opulent by utilizing the mercy of the Supreme Lord, he is in the mode of passion. Now, Proji, in my case, I have material desires and I keep getting material desires, but I feel bad. There are two kinds of practitioners. I feel bad about the material desires which I get, and I'm trying to overcome it. And I'm not using bhakti to fulfill my material desires, but trying to get rid of it. This is one practitioner. Another practitioner is he feels very happy about the material desires and is using the path of bhakti to fulfill those material desires. So Prabhuji, I just wanted to clarify what is being condemned here is of the mixed devotee is the second category of the practitioner, not the practitioner who feels bad about his material
Yes,
desires.
yes.
Correct?
Understood. Yes.
That means I am
Correct.
practicing pure devotional service because I feel bad about the desires which I'm maintaining, and I'm trying to overcome it.
Yes, yes.
Correct, sir?
Correct. Correct. Understood. Hari Baba. So about shloka number 9, which I read, or so whatever Antardeep Prabhu raised this question, translation for this. He worships in such a way that his actions are offered to the Lord. He performs bhakti of hearing and chanting, but filled with offering of occupational duties. Then third platform is he worships out of duty. So Swadharma Charan Arpanam, that is more prominent. Now the connection is told. So after describing this bhakti with three gunas, now the pure bhakti. So the nirguna tu bhaktir eka vidha eva. So three gunas की भक्ति बता दी, but निर्गुणा तो भक्ति ही एक विधा एव ताम आह मद गुण श्रुति मात्रेन इति द्वाभ्याम. In two slokas the Lord describes nirguna bhakti. मद गुण श्रुति मात्रेन मयि सर्वगुहाशये मनोगतिरविच्छिन्ना यथा गंगाम्भसों बुधौ लक्षणं भक्ति योगस्य निर्गुणस्य निरुदाहृतम् अहेतुक्य व्यवहिता या भक्ति पुरुषोत्तमे. So या भक्ति, जो भक्ति. So what are the adjectives? अहेतुकी अव्यवहिता. Then mad guna shruti matrena. So with hearing my qualities, mad guna shruti matrena, mayi sarva guhashaye, unto the Lord, sitting in the heart, unto Paramatma, mayi sarva guhashaye, and this avichinna, so it is non-stoppable. Manogatihi, the mind's gati, which cannot be stopped. Yatha Gangam Bhasaha, water of the Ganges cannot be stopped from going to ocean. So Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya Nirgunasya hi Udahratam. So same thing, Avichinna translation.
The manifestations of the unadulterated devotional service is exhibited when one's mind is at once attracted to the hearing and transcendental name and qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is residing in everyone's heart. Just as the water of the Ganges flows naturally down towards the ocean, such a devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by any material condition, flows towards the Supreme Lord.
Yes, this one.
Avya
Avyavahita.
Avyavahita means without cessation. A pure devotee must engage in the service of the Lord 24 hours a day without cessation. His life is so molded that at every minute and every second he engaged in some sort of devotional service to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Another meaning of the word avyavahita is that the interest of the devotee and the interest of the Supreme Lord are on the same level.
Enough. So for this shloka, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions about this few lines. Also, the example of the Ganga suggests that the mind of the devotee, like a Ganga, is swift, calling, pure, and worthy of worship. What are bhakti's qualities? It is devoid of having other results in mind. Ahetuki. It is not like Gyan. So the ocean water sometimes pushes the river water away, but still river water goes into the ocean. So that point is mentioned. Just as the water of Ganga, even though turned back by the ocean's waves, heads into the ocean, the mind flows only to me, though allured by me with offerings of kingdom, Sarshti, Salokya, and other results. This is a further insight of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Ocean water pushes back the river water. Okay. So what is the degree of this ahetuki? So that is mentioned in Kaimutya Nyaya in this sloka. Salokya sarshti samipya sarupyaikatvam apyuta diyamanam na grihnanti vina matsevanam janaha. So there's 5 types of liberations. So diyamanam na grihnanti. Although I give, but they don't receive. So they don't accept it. Vina matsevanam jana. But if there is a service using this type of opulences, then they accept. This is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Tika. So we'll not go, but just translation.
Pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation, salokya, sarshti, samipya, sarupya, or ekatva, even though they are offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay. Kaimutya Nyaya. Kaimutya means Kim Uta. Even if these liberations are not offered, then what to speak of their karmas? So Nishkamatva inka kitna high hai. So that is explained. So I will just show you exact lines from the Tika. Since you have Bhaktanam Nishkamatam Kaimutya Nyayena Ah. So Kaimutya means these liberations, if they are offered but they don't accept. So Utta api diyamanam na grihnanti kutah tat kamana iti. Forget about desiring these liberations. So they don't accept, forget about they having desire in their heart for this. So desire and actually giving. So usually Lord, it is an, yeah. So previously also many places it comes. Martyanam kim utashisha tulyanam lavinapi punarbhavam sangasya martyanam. So mortal being. So he, his ashisha, his desire is fulfilled by the association, or the lava matra association cannot be compared with the other opulences. So what to speak of other opulences? Kim hota, what to speak of other things? So the lava matra association is so high that other opulences, they don't have any comparison. कुतः तत् कामना इति अर्थ. तो ये देने के बाद भी एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते, तो इन ऑपुलेंसेस को इच्छा करने की तो बात ही दो. No, desiring these opulences, they don't even desire. So that is the further. Saiva bhakti yogakhya atyantika udahrataha yenati vrajyatrigunam madbhavaya upapadyati. So this is the bhakti yoga, and yena trigunam ativrajya. So by this bhakti yoga, person crosses these three gunas and achieves the bhava like me, mad bhavaya upapadyati. Who has the mic?
By attaining the highest platform of devotional service, as I have explained, one can overcome the influence of the three modes of material nature and be situated in the transcendental stage as is the Lord.
Nishivita nimittena swadharmena mahiyasa kriya yogena shastena nati himstrena nityashaha. So this nirguna bhakti, I forgot to tell that it is mentioned in 5 slokas, starting with sloka number 11. So here, sloka number 15 we read. 15, starting from this. Evam bhutaya bhakti sadhanani ah. So this nirguna bhakti, so by which person crosses the three gunas and achieves the nature like the Lord. So what are the sadhan, or what are the practices or the tools for achieving this type of bhakti? So that is mentioned in 5 slokas, starting from this sloka number 15. So it goes up to sloka number 19. Nishevitena samyak anushtitena. So properly one follows animittena swadharmena nitya naimittikena. So he doesn't do any kamya karma. He does only nitya naimittik. 3 types of karmas are there: nitya, naimittik, and kamya. So he doesn't have any personal wish to be fulfilled. Like karma kandis, they have kamya, they do kamya karmas, but a devotee doesn't do any kamya karma. So nitya naimittikena mahiyasa means shraddhadi yuktena kriya yogena pancharatriadi ukta puja prakarena. In the sloka, these words are there: kriya yogena and shastena. Shastena means nishkamena. So this nishkama bhav, Lord has spoken in Gita also, famous sloka, कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ति मा फलेषु कदाचन. And उसकी आगे पीछे त्रैगुण्य विषया वेदा means त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्द्वंद्वो निर्द्वंद्वो. So that 3 gunas को cross करना, so that is actually nirguna bhakti, and कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ति is nishkam. So actually Bhagavad Arvid nishkam karma yog you should perform, Arjun. So that is explained from 2.39 to 2.53. So three angles, 2.11 to 30. Sankhya Jnana, 2.31 to 2.38. Swadharma, and 2.39 to 53. Nishkam Bhagavad Arvid Nishkam Karma Yog Karo. So right in the beginning instructions, Lord told Arjun to follow Nishkam Karma Yoga. Yes. इसके पास माइक है. But that offering to the Lord, Lord's pleasure, if that is not kept in mind, then this Nishkam Karma Yoga doesn't qualify to become Bhakti Yoga. It is very close. Yes. Bhakti in the mode of goodness is equivalent to Nishkam Karma Yoga. No, he's asking about only Nishkam Karma Yoga. Correct? Same. Yeah. That he's accepting that point. He's just equating. So the Lord's pleasure is not prominent in Sattvagun Bhakti also. So therefore it is equivalent to Nishkam Karma Yoga. Hope the translation is read.
A devotee must execute his prescribed duties, which are glorious, without material profit, without excessive violence. One should regularly perform one's devotional activities. From every position, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Swakarmana, Tam Abhacharya, Bhagavad Gita 18.46. One can serve the Supreme Lord by performing one's prescribed duty. It is not that only the Brahmanas can serve the Supreme Lord and not the Sudras. Anyone can serve the Supreme Lord by performing his prescribed duties under the direction of a spiritual master or the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one should think that his prescribed duties are inferior. A Brahmana can serve the Lord by his intelligence, using his intelligence, and the Kshatriya can serve the Lord by using his military arts.
So here, what are the examples? Even Shudra served the Lord and achieved perfection. Anyone remembers? Many times we quote this sloka. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha. By performing one's own swadharma, the Lord is worshipped. So there are examples of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas. What are the examples for Vaishya and Shudra? Okay. Ramayana. Yes. Okay, you contemplate on this type of point more. Otherwise, we just quote the principle but don't tell the example. In Mahabharata, that butcher example, a great tapasvi, by his glance, he makes the bird fall down, and then he goes into Kaushik Brahman. He goes to one cobbler, not cobbler.
So that lady said, please wait for some time. And he became very angry. And later, after some time, she came out, and he was looking very angry on her. Then she asked, "Do you think that I'm bird and I'm like that bird? You are going to burn me?"
Hmm.
So that time she says that I am doing my pativrata dharma. So he asks, "How come you know? Only bird was there, I was there, and nobody else was there. So how come you know that I have burnt that bird?" That time she says that because I am performing my dharma,
Hmm.
that is pativrata dharma. That is why I am able to know that. But I am not a perfect one. If you want to know more about dharma, you can go to that butcher, and he
Hmm.
will tell more thing
Dharma
about
Vyad.
dharma.
So that Shudra person or his activities are Shudras, he is not in the mode of ignorance. So he instructs this Brahmana. Okay, going ahead. For Shudra performing his duty and
It's not a good example to
okay,
put it out.
accepted.
Like the
You can think
prescribed,
some better example.
yeah, like
This is what
prescribed duties are the more actually having the prominence over the devotional service. Then it is like
therefore I told you can think more deeply and yes, I had it is there. Okay, we'll go. We have to cover the chapter, otherwise we get stuck up here. It is there. Yes. Okay. So here the word came in the sloka, na ati himsrena. So the too much violence should not be done even by devotees. We should not take in our plate more than what we can eat and later on throw in the dustbin. So it is also a type of violence. So many plants were killed for cooking this sabji and then it is offered and we have taken more than what we can eat. So it is thrown. It is a subtle violence is there. So one person who has the mic.
We have to commit violence, that is a natural law. We should not, however, commit violence extravagantly, but only as much as ordered by the Lord. Arjuna engaged in the art of killing, and although killing is, of course, violence, he killed the enemy simply on Krishna's order. In the same way, if we commit violence as it is necessary by the order of the Lord, that is called ahimsa.
Nati himsa.
Nati hinsa.
So the sloka is word. Nati himsena. So even while practicing devotional service, we should keep this point in mind. Madhyushna darshana sparshana puja stutyabhivandanaihi bhuteshu madbhavanaya satvena sangamena cha. So worshipping the deity Madhyushna darshana sparshana puja stuti abhivandanaihi. So doing worship, then glorifying and offering obeisances. And bhuteshu mad bhavanaya. In all the living entities, I am there as Paramatma. Mad bhavanaya. Satvena asangamena cha. So here without
The devotee should regularly see my status in the temple, statues in the temple, touch my lotus feet, and offer worshipable paraphernalia and prayer. He should see in the spirit of renunciation, from the mode of goodness and see every living entity as spiritual. Temple worship is one of the duties of a devotee. It is specially recommended for neophytes, but those who are advanced should not refrain from temple worship.
Prabhupada is making both. Huh? Ahead also he mentions there is a distinction in the manner a neophyte and an advanced devotee appreciate the Lord's presence in the temple. A neophyte considers the Archa Vigraha to be different from the original personality of Godhead. He considers it a representation of the Supreme Lord in the form of deity, but an advanced devotee accepts the deity in the temple as the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Temple deity worship is one of the functions of a devotee. He goes regularly to see the deity nicely decorated, and with veneration and respect, he touches the lotus feet of the Lord and presents offerings of worship, such as fruits, flowers, and prayers. At the same time, to advance in devotional service, a devotee should see other living entities as spiritual sparks, parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. A devotee is to offer respect to every entity that has a relationship with the Lord. The exact meaning of the word Sattvena is given by Sridhar Swami as being synonymous with Dhairyen or patience. One must perform devotional service with great patience. One should not give up the execution of devotional service because one or two attempts have not been successful. One must continue.
One or two attempts have not been successful. महता बहुमानेन दीनानाम् अनुकंपया मैत्र्या चैवात्मतुल्येषु यमेन नियमेन च. So the part of developing nirguna bhakti, mahatam bahumanena. So one should give great respect to those who are great in devotional service. Mahatam bahumanena. Dinanam anukampaya. Those who are deen or poor, spiritually poor, not just materially. Dinanam anukampaya. Then maitriya cha eva atmatulyeshu. Those who are having equal atmatulyeshu, maitriya and yamena niyaменava. So the devotional yam and niyam. So this principle of yam niyam, it is not only in Ashtanga Yoga, but it is there in Bhakti Yoga also. In 11th canto, Uddhava asks question to Lord Krishna. With respect to bhakti, what are the yam and niyam? So 12 points for each he tells. So later on we can see. For devotees also. Niyam is there, huh? Correct.
The pure devotee should execute devotional service by giving the greatest respect to the spiritual master and the acharyas. He should be compassionate to the poor and make friendship with persons who are his equals. But all his activities should be executed under regulation and with control of the senses.
So this mahatam bahumanena. So Prabhupada relates it to 13.8 Acharyopasanam. And another Dambham Mahat Sevaya is a small part of the sloka. So the pride can be curbed by serving the great. Mahad Upasaya. What is the exact Dambham? Upasaya. So about this Dinanam Anukampaya. This part Prabhupada writes here.
A devotee should also be compassionate to the poor. This does not refer to those who are poverty stricken materially. According to devotional vision, a man is poor if he is not in Krishna consciousness. A man may be very rich materially, but if he is not Krishna conscious, he is considered poor. On the other hand, many acharyas, such as Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, used to live beneath trees every night. Superficially, it appeared that they were poverty stricken, but from their writings, we can understand that in spiritual life, they were the richest personalities. A devotee shows compassion to those poor souls who are wanting in spiritual knowledge by enlightening them in order to elevate them to Krishna consciousness. That is one of the duties of a devotee.
So to go to people who are not having Krishna consciousness, there is the duty of the devotee.
Friendship should be cemented between persons with mutual interests and understanding. Such persons are said to be swajati, of the same caste. The devotee should avoid a person whose character is not fixed in the standard understanding, even though he may be a Vaishnav or a devotee of Krishna. Even if his character is not correctly representative, then he should be avoided.
So, Subal Sakabru. Okay. So we'll be addressing all of us. Video on. So we'll take 5 minutes break at this time, or okay, we'll take break at this time. We'll again come back 12:16 and go till 12:30. Then announcements for 10 minutes, and then continue from here. Hare Krishna. आध्यात्मिकानुश्रवणान् नाम संकीर्तनाच्च मे आर्जवेन आर्यसंगेन निरहंक्रियया तथा. So this Nirguna Bhakti's sadhan or practices, how it can be developed. So this and one more sloka. Adhyatmika Anushravanam, hearing the transcendental discourses. Adhyatmika Anushravanam, Anu, every day or in proper parampara. Anushravanam, Nama Sankirtanachame. So doing by Kirtan. Then Arjavena, having straightforward dealings. Arjavena and Arya Sangena, one who knows the value of life. Arya Sangena. Nirahang Kriyaya Tatha. Who has the mic? A devotee should always try to hear about spiritual matters and should always utilize his time in chanting the holy name of the Lord. His behavior should always be straightforward and simple. And although he is not envious but friendly to everyone, he should avoid the company of persons who are not spiritually advanced.
It is specially mentioned here, Nama Sankirtanacha. One should chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, either individually or with others. A devotee should not be proud of his acquisitions. The symptoms of a devotee are meekness and humility. Although he is spiritually very advanced, he will always remain meek and humble, as Kaviraj Goswami and all the other Vaishnavas have taught us by personal example.
So all the acharyas, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami or Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they were so learned but no pride at all. So this is the Madharmano Gunairyetehe Pari Samshuddha Ashayah Purushasyanja Sabhyeti Shruta Matra Gunam Himam. So etaihi madharmanaha gunaihi. So all the list given in the previous slokas, 4 slokas. So they are madharmanaha guna. So they are qualities in relation to my dharma or bhakti. Ashayah parisamshuddha. So ashaya means consciousness. So they purify the consciousness. So purushasya ashayah. So living entities consciousness is purified, and anjasa. So very easily anjasa shruta matra gunam mam abhyeti. So he achieves qualities like me. So Lord is selfless, so devotee also becomes selfless in that sense.
When one is fully qualified with all these transcendental attributes and his consciousness is thus completely purified, he is immediately attracted simply by hearing my name or hearing of my transcendental qualities.
Okay. यथा वातरथो घ्राणम् आवृङ्क्ति गन्ध आशयात् एवं योगरतं चेत आत्मानम् अविकार्यत्. So here yatha and evam. So as vaataratah, vaat रथ जिसका बना है, वात ही चैरियट है, किसका? गंध, गंध आशयात वातरतः घ्राणम आवृंक्ते. So the smell, fragrance, ashayat means pushpat, from the flower, riding on the air. Ghranam means naak में पहुंच जाता है. Ghranam आवृंक्ते. So this is the explanation for anjasa, very easily. So without much endeavor, person's mind becomes purified and he achieves qualities with the Lord. So how it happens so naturally? The example is given in this sloka. Just like the fragrance, without any endeavor, it rides on the air and it reaches up to our nose. So similarly, evam yoga ratah chetah. तो योग रथ भी बोल सकते हैं और योग रथ तो चेतः and gandha, so they are compared. And then vataratha and yogaratha, riding on the chariot of yoga. So here avikari is the atmanam avrungte. So here atmanam refers to granam. So granam, atmanam is paramatmanam. So the consciousness riding on the chariot of yoga achieves Paramatma. Just like a fragrance riding on the air reaches or achieves nodes or reaches nodes in the same way.
As the chariot of air carries an aroma from its source and immediately catches the sense of smell, similarly, one who constantly engages in devotional service in Krishna consciousness can catch the supreme soul who is equally present everywhere.
So to explain very, very subtle example, the nearest subtle example is given. So the Paramatma is very, very subtle and Gandha is also subtle. Or Gandha and Cheta, consciousness. So now 21 onwards, there is a slight change in Chitta Shuddhischa Sarvabhutatma Drushtya Eva Bhavati. So in this sloka it is said Chetaha, or previously sloka number 19 it is mentioned. The consciousness becomes purified. Chitta Shuddhischa Sarvabhutatma Drushtya Eva Bhavati iti Vaktum Kevala Pratima Adi Nishtam Nindan Ah Aham iti Saptabhi. So the consciousness becomes purified, not just worshipping the deity. Kevala Pratimadi Nishtham. Only worshipping the deity. It doesn't happen, but it happens by seeing all living entities with proper vision. Sarva Bhutatma Drushtya Eva Bhavati. So this Chitta Shuddhi will happen by seeing all the living entities with proper consciousness. Only that will purify the Chitta. So then next 7 slokas. तो केवल प्रतिमादि निष्ठा निंदन निंदा करते हुए भगवान बता रहे अहम इति सप्तभी अर्चा एव विडंबनम अनुकरणम. सो नाउ श्लोका नंबर 21. अहम सर्वेषु भूतेषु भूतात्मावस्थितः सदा तम अवज्ञाय मां मर्त्यः कुरुते अर्चा विडंबनम. So I am only aham sarva bhuteshu, sarveshu bhuteshu, in all living entities, bhutatma avasthitaha, sada bhutatma avasthitaha. So in the form of Paramatma, I am sitting in all the living entities' bodies. So tam Paramatmanam avadnyaya, disrespecting him, martiha mam archa Vidambanam. So if he worships me in the form of deity, so his worship is Vidambana, or it is a joke, or it is Vidambana. Another meaning is given here. Archayam puja Vidambanam itiva. So Vidambanam means avadnya, upeksha, then dvesha and nindha. Kramena chaturvir nishidhyanti. So one should not disrespect other living entities, avadnya. One should not neglect them, upeksha. Then dvesh, he should not envy other living entities. And criticize, nindaha, kramena chaturvir nishidhyanti. Okay.
I am present in every living entity as the super soul. If someone neglects or disregards that super soul everywhere and engage himself in the worship of the deity in the temple, that is simply imitation.
So this sloka, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also has commented how to increase the size. Shloka number 21. Is 12:30 is ready? 12:30 ho gaya. He is online. Okay. So till he comes, we'll just read this. Same sloka. Archa Vidambanam. Worshipping the deity is Vidambana. So we, instead of reading Sanskrit, now direct translation. However, in such bhakti, offense creates restriction. So Anjasa, and the example is given of fragrance reaching up to the nodes. So it is very anayasen Paramatma ko प्राप्त कर सकते हैं. However, in such bhakti, offense creates restriction. Offense generally stems from disrespect to the great devotees. Though such devotees are difficult to see, many exist. So here exact translation is missing. So Mahatam Bhumanena. So that is mentioned by the Lord in the previous sloka. But it is very difficult to see the Mahatars. So we see many other ordinary living entities around us. So how to deal with them? That is श्लोका नंबर 21. एक्चुअली मैं आगे चला गया. किंच तादृशीम अपि भक्तिम अपराध एव संकोचयति. So this type of very easily achievable bhakti, अपराध से ही संकोचयति, it gets restricted. Such aparadha प्रायः महद अवज्ञा मूलक. So न नहीं चाहिए इधर, अवज्ञा मूलक. It is the basis of this aparad is disrespecting the mahats. मूलक एव तेच महता लोके दुर्लक्षा. So it is very rare to see the mahats in this world. Mahataha loki durlaksha api bahu bhavaha tishtanti. Around us there are many other souls. Bhava tishtanti. Ataha tad aparadha abhavartham sarvam sarva bhutani, correct. Bhutani eva swa ishta deva adhisthana buddhya. So seeing the super soul within all the living entities. So that portion. So now reading the translation here. In order to avoid offense to them, one should pay respects to all living entities, thinking that the Lord is present in all of them. Without doing so, even worshipping the deity forms of the Lord will not give any result. Since he is the Supreme Lord, Kapil then speaks in 6 verses somewhat angrily, out of affection, to benefit his devotee who does not respect all beings. In these verses, disrespect, disregard, hatred, and criticism are forbidden. So avagya, upeksha, dvesh, and ninda. So here disregard is upeksha. Living entities. Other living entities ki disrespect. So we are respecting others means actually we are respecting Paramatma present in the body of other living entities. In that sense. Translation.
I am present in every living entity as a super soul. If someone neglects or disregards that super soul everywhere and engages himself in the worship of the deity in the temple, that is simply imitation.
So you tell me when he has यो मां सर्वेषु भूतेषु सन्तम् आत्मानम् ईश्वरं हित्वार्चां भजते मौढ्यात् भस्मन्येव जुहोति सः. So the person doesn't worship me who is present in the form of Paramatma. So he rejects hitva सर्व भूतेषु संतम, सभी लिविंग एंटिटीज में होने वाला मैं, आत्मानम ईश्वरम हित्वा. So the hitva word is should be taken with the first line. And maudhyad, out of foolishness, archam bhajati, he worships the deity form of me. So his activities are bhasmani eva sah juhoti. So he offers or puts ghee in the ashes only. Bhasmani eva juhoti. He puts ghee in the ashes, not in the fire.
One who worships the deity of Godhead in the temples but does not know that the Supreme Lord, as Paramatma, is situated in every living entity's heart, must be in ignorance and is compared to one who offers oblations into ashes.
ओके, तो इसका टीका डायरेक्टली avamaninah means one who criticizes. One who criticizes others is worse than one who hates others. 24. Okay, this sloka is already known, the content, therefore not go. Dvishatah parakaye mam maninah bhinna darshinah bhuteshu baddha vairasya na manah shanti mruchati. The one who envies, dvishatah mam parakaye. So he worships or he has envious attitude towards other living entity, means he is actually envious of me only. Mam parakaye, maninah, very proud, bhinna darshina, having separatist mentality or vision. So baddha vairasya bhuteshu, he maintains a attitude of enmity towards other living entities. So such a person, manah shantim na vrachati, he doesn't achieve peace of mind at all. Yes.
One who offers me respect but is envious of the bodies of others and is therefore a separatist never attains peace of mind because of his inimical behavior towards other living entities.
Aham ucchavachairdravyahe kriyayotpannaya naghe naiva tushir chitor archayam bhuta gramavamaninah. So it is. So according to my understanding, person does he has dvesha, means he just puts obstacles. He doesn't try to kill that person, but hatred or this vairatva ka bhavna mein he has a thought of destroying that person. And very concisely put by Anand Goprabhu. Envy is like attitude of a person, but enmity is the action of the person. So this look at 24th. Aham ucha vachai dravye. So with various paraphernalia, ucha or very good or bad, ucha vachai dravyehi kriyaya utpannaya architah archayam architah. So his worship of me is with various costly paraphernalia or simple paraphernalia, whatever. So that doesn't please me. Nayeva tushed, if he Bhuta Grama Abhamaninaha. So he has great disrespect to other living entities, but on the other hand, he worships me with great pomp and reverence. So it doesn't satisfy me. Not tushi.
My dear mother, even if he worships with proper rituals and paraphernalia, a person who is ignorant of my presence in all living entities never pleases me by the worship of my deities in the temple. If one has not developed loving devotion to the Lord and simply offers many kinds of foodstuffs, fruits, and flowers without real devotion, the offering will not be accepted by the Lord. We cannot bribe the personality of Godhead. He is so great that our bribery has no value, nor has he any scarcity. Since he is full in himself, what can we offer him? Everything is produced by him. We simply offer to show our love and gratitude to the Lord.
So going ahead, 25th sloka. Okay, this paragraph right here.
As such, temple worship necessarily includes distribution of prasad. It's not that one should create a temple in his private apartment or private room, offer something to the Lord, and then eat. Of course, that is better than simply cooking foodstuffs and eating without understanding one's relationship with the Supreme Lord.
So temple means there should be profuse prasad distribution. Prabhupada is saying, Prabhupada is saying here. That is a different issue. Don't. Temple worship necessarily includes distribution of prasad. Okay. कौन सा वाला? The individual temple just to get dakshina or hundi collection. People should come and put something, but he doesn't distribute prasad. So personal, abhi Vrindavan mein bhi bahut wealthy people, they construct temple, but they don't have. हाँ नहीं house नहीं, not house. हाँ the grahasthas also, it is applicable in their home. If the deities are there, they should distribute prasad also regularly, not just offer and eat themselves. They should distribute to people around their house. Yes. So after hearing this sloka, there is a question, objection raised. So what is that objection? First we'll see and then come to the sloka. 25th sloka. So after hearing so much warning about not respecting the living entities and just worshipping the deity, so deity worship is useless if this is not done. So many slokas we saw. After hearing this, the hearer may have this question. Tarhi kim archado archanam anarthakam iva. तो अगर ऐसा है तो अर्चना जो डिटी वर्शिप है अर्चनादो अर्चनम अनर्थकम एव it will create anartha only, so we should not worship the deities. So people who argue mano seva karo, so their argument here nicely addressed in this section. So archado iti, so beginning with this sloka, 25th. Archado archayed yavat ishwaram mam swakarmakrut yavanna veda swahrudi sarvabhuteshvavasthit avasthitam. So archa ityadi, archado, ado mein aata hai guru and then tadiyas of the Lord. Archado, archayed yavat, one should worship the deities as well as the tadiyas of the deities as long as yavat mam ishwaram swakarmakrit swarhri sarvabhuteshu avasthitam veda. So as long as he sees Paramatma in all the living entities' bodies, sarvabhuteshu and swarhri, in his own heart also he should see. Usually only his stress is given on the second, sarvabhuteshu, but in his own heart also he should see the Paramatma. Swakarmakrit, the tavat, as long as he doesn't see this, till that time he should continue to worship the deity.
Performing his prescribed duties, one should worship the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in the hearts of other living entities as well.
So another simple example, just like a person, he serves his parents, father and mother, and he also does his service to the society in the form of job or business. He does this service part to both. So people who object, you ISKCON people, you are serving deities only very pompously. You are not taking care of ordinary people. So we distribute prasad, especially the crisis time, corona time, or this flood time also. In many places, our temple distributed prasad. So both should go on. This simple example can be given. Parents ki seva or people ki seva. It goes hand in hand. It cannot be separated. Person cannot say, I'm busy serving people, so I don't have time to serve the parents at home. You cannot say like that. Yes.
Swakarmakrit is one who engages in discharging his prescribed duties. It is not that one who has become a devotee of the Lord or who engages in devotional service should give up his prescribed duties. No one should be lazy under the plea of devotional service.
आत्मनश्च परस्यापि यः करोत्यन्तरोदरं तस्य भिन्नदृशो मृत्युर्विदधे भयमुल्बणम्. तो खुद का आत्मनः च परस्य अपि और दूसरे का उदरम यह भिन्न दृश करोति या अंतरम करोति, अंतरह करोति. तो उदरम ये शब्द के 3 मीनिंग्स दिए. सो वन हु डिफरेंशिएट्स, अंतरम करोति differentiates that his belly and other person's belly. Udaram literal meaning. And another meaning is given in the Tika. I'll show it here. Antaram bhedam. So a udar को ut plus aram ऐसा भी split कर सकते हैं. Udaram का ut plus aram. Ut means api and aram means alpam. So if he wants the minutely or small amount he considers or separates or differentiates himself from the other living entity, parasya. And the third meaning here, alpam api bhedam yah pashyati iti artha, or yadva antara madhi udaram means shariram, or his body and other person's body is different. If he considers this, then what is the result for him? Tasya mrutyuhu bhayam ulbanam vidhade. So for him, there is a great fear of death in his heart. If this differentiation is caused a thought like this, then he has fear of death. Who has the mic?
As the blazing fire of death, I cause great fear to whoever makes the least discrimination between himself and other living entities because of a differential outlook.
अथमाम सर्वभूतेषु भूतात्मानं कृतालयम् अर्हये दानमानाभ्याम मैत्र्या भिन्नेन चक्षुषा. Therefore, अथ माम भूतात्मानं कृतालयम्. सभी भूतों के शरीरों में मैंने आलय या घर बना दिया है. कृतालयम. So arhayet, one should worship me in two ways. So dana manabhyam, dan or charity and respect. Dana manabhyam and maitriya, friendly behavior, and abhinnena chakshusha. So without having bhinnata, vision of bhinnata. So therefore, okay, who has the mic?
Therefore, through charitable gifts and attention, as well as through friendly behavior, and by viewing all to be alike, one should propitiate, propitiate me, who abide in all creatures as their very self.
So here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions one. Okay, so he has come. So we'll have a break for hearing the announcement. So I will put down. New. Pansivadan row. Or I should display. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, you will shampoo. Hare Krishna. Who's there? Yugal Shampoo or Kaustav Prabhu? Somebody is there?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can you speak now?
Okay, fine. Is Yugal Shampoo not there?
We are not able to hear you, Prabhuji.
You're not able to hear me. Hare Krishna, at least I'm not muted.
We are able to hear you, Prabhuji. We are online, we are able to hear you.
So what's the problem there?
एक मिनट. रोजी ने सांगा कि वेट करायला जेव्हा इथे टेस्ट स्पीकर होईल ना रोजी ही केली आहे. Wait. Yeah.
So online devotees can hear, huh?
Yes, I am able to hear you.
Good. So
Yes, Prabhuji.
online devotees are more advanced.
Volume.
हे चक्राचं इकडे इकडे यायला पाहिजे ना. हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Yulki Shupro can hear?
Yes, bro.
Which
Yes.
part of the world are you?
Bro, our sound is audible now?
Yes, your sound is very much audible. But I don't know if you're hearing my answer to your question.
Yes, bro. Just now we are able to hear you.
Okay, fine. Is everyone able to hear?
So there is some issue here. So we are just this laptop we are able to hear you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Are you done or you require a lot of time?
No, Prajit, we are done, Prajit.
Should we begin?
Yes, Prajit.
Is everyone able to hear? Those are there in the classroom there.
Prajit, somehow the things are not getting connected, and if I put mic here in the speaker, it will create a spiral.
Okay. So what's the
I'm
solution?
calling everyone near, so then they will be able to hear.
Or do you want more time, and should we make the announcements after some time?
We are trying to put a separate speaker, Prajit, because some issue with this focus rate.
Mm-hmm. Hare Ram.
So then shall I call everyone close to this laptop so everyone can hear? Because I don't know how much time this will take for setting it.
I don't know what can be done, but if the message doesn't get across, what's the use? Till what time is your class?
Till 1:30.
Okay, so why not allow Ram Nitai to continue, and then we make the announcements at 1:30. Till that time, you can settle something.
We can hear now.
We means how many?
Everyone.
Okay. Everyone can hear. Somebody
Yes.
who's sitting right behind can say a loud Hari Bol.
Haribol.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So please accept my humble obeisances at the lotus feet of all the assembled Vaishnavas. Mantra. Hare Krishna. So without taking too much time, So first of all, I'm extremely grateful to all of you, so many senior devotees who have kindly agreed to attend the Bhakti Vaibhav course, taking out time from your valuable schedules. So I'm extremely grateful for that. At the same time, on the behalf of BVRV and the Board of Examinations, we would like to make some announcements. So it's nothing new. As mostly in Krishna consciousness, nothing is very new. It's the same thing which we keep repeating. So this is also in the same way. We are repeating what we have already said before. So Yul Sham Prabhu, can you display those attendance policies?
Yeah, I don't have right away. So shall I get them? Because
okay, I can.
Okay, just a minute. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that in a second. Can everyone see?
Yes, bro.
Everyone in the classroom can see?
Take minute.
Yes, bro. Everyone in the classroom can see.
Fine. So I think so. You have seen this before, right? It looks familiar?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so so definitely it has to be very familiar. We have at least read it out twice, and we also circulated this document to all the students. At the same time, we were not very firm on implementation because classroom facilities were not so good, and there were some various challenges, and so so we're just going through them once again. So the first point here says students need to have a minimum of 75% attendance per unit as per policies of ISKCON Board of Examinations. Attendees can be online or offline depending on the situation. Online attendees need to keep their videos on for the entire duration of the class, and if they have technical difficulties, they need to inform the batch coordinator. If one is unable to attend classes beyond the 75% limit, then he needs to submit a letter, at least letter. Some devotees saying they have some challenges. Okay, SMS also will do on mobile. At least 24 hours prior to the commencement of the class, or in case of emergency at the earliest possible. Letter needs to be addressed to the respective batch coordinators, respective BVRV email IDs. In case of one failing to submit the letter, one will be marked absent. Total attendance for the unit will be below 75%. Students coming 15 minutes beyond the scheduled beginning time of the class will be marked late. Okay, and then accordingly calculations will be done. Fifth, since we are usually announcing the schedules of the courses well in advance, students are requested not to schedule any other event during this time. Such events, if planned after the announcement of the course schedule, will not be considered as valid reasons for absenteeism. If attendance is below 75% per unit, as per policies of the ISKCON Board of Examinations, one needs to repeat the units. Okay, this is physically, not recorded classes. One needs to repeat the unit either in another batch of BVRV or at any other place like MIVH, etc. One will not be allowed to appear for CBA nor submit OBA for the particular unit if attendance is below 75%. At the end of every unit, the batch coordinators will inform the students who are failing in the attendance criteria. Okay, so so these policies have already been read out before, and I think so we already took a signature, isn't it? Yugal Shampoo, we had taken a signature from all the students?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, so at least most of the students had signed that. So we humbly request everyone to kindly follow these policies. We, from now onwards, will be implementing these policies as they are presented over here. And and just one more point I would like to say is that also we were hearing that some students, even though they are within the temple, within the campus, they are still attending online. So we request all devotees who are within the campus, within the temple, to please come to the class and attend. So this is actually in a spiritual atmosphere, there should not be any need for any rules, regulations. Actually, senior devotees, I mean, we do understand everyone is busy, but then we have agreed to attend the course. So So therefore, we request everyone to kindly follow. And by following, I think so we can render a great service. First of all, we can render a great service to Srila Prabhupada, who wanted us to attend the courses. Secondly, we also render a great service to the teachers. The teachers take so much of endeavor to prepare for these classes. Just like Ram Nitai Prabhu, I am personally extremely grateful to Ram Nitai Prabhu for taking this unit. Many months back, he asked for the dates, we gave him the dates, and since then, since so many months, he has been preparing for the classes from Srila Prabhupada's purports, from the Acharya's commentaries. So every teacher goes through so much of endeavor to do their service properly. And we have heard so many times from Srila Prabhupada, from our gurus, that how we have to be in the mode of the servant of the servant. We have heard it so many times. So by not attending properly, by not showing our enthusiasm in the classes, then we do a great disservice to the teachers who have taken so much of trouble. So we are supposed to be in the mode of a service attitude. We talk about that so often. So we are rendering a service to Srila Prabhupada, we are rendering a service to the teachers, we are rendering a service to the Board of Examinations who have come up with all these various rules and regulations. They're not our rules, they're the rules of the Board of Examinations. And we render a service to all the other students present. Enthusiasm is infectious, laziness is also infectious. So if we come together, show our enthusiasm, we are enthusing each other in our practices of devotional service. As His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, one of the greatest service which we can do to any devotee is to encourage him and to enthuse him in his practice of Krishna consciousness. We have heard this philosophy many times. I'm simply trying to remind myself. So therefore, if we properly attend the classes, we render a great service to so many devotees. And so therefore, it's my humble request. These policies are not meant simply to be a burden or something like that, but they're simply facilitating us in our own practices of devotional service. And if we practice devotional service properly, if I practice nicely, I stand to benefit. If I don't practice, I stand to lose, nobody else. And so therefore, it's, I think so, our individual responsibility to kindly try and follow. And if there are some challenges, you can kindly let us know so that we can address them. Okay, so these are a few words which I wanted to just remind everyone. And if anybody has some challenges or any queries, you're most welcome. Hare Krishna. Yes, we are open for any questions, clarifications. Yes, Yogesh Shampru, does anyone have any questions?
Doesn't seem.
Any of the online devotees also? Yes, Shamlila Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Prabhuji, my lot of OBAs are remaining actually. And actually, I think I have already sent an email also, but I could not submit it on time. So do I still have that option of submitting the OBAs?
Okay, so that you can write a personal mail to Narasimha Avatar Prabhu, and then we will take it from there.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Yes, anybody else? Any clarifications? So also we had already previously read out the policies and also circulated the policies regarding CBA, OBA as well as Shloka tests. So if anybody has not got those policies, you can please kindly collect them from Yogesham Prabhu. And so those policies also will be applied. Okay. So any other clarifications anybody wants to? Anybody is having any challenges? Okay, fine. So it seems everyone is very happy with everything that's going on. So it's very nice. That's the spiritual atmosphere where that's being created by the wonderful Bhakti Bible classes. So everyone is relishing and everyone is very happy. So we hope that everyone sticks to these policies that have been laid down. And if anyone has any challenges, you can contact us. You can contact the batch coordinator Yugal Sham Prabhu, or there is Kaustubh Prabhu, who is the course coordinator, and also Gopal Sham Prabhu is there. So you can contact any one of us for any other questions or clarifications. Is that all right, Yugal Sham Prabhu?
Yes, Puji. Thank you, Puji.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samved Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Bhakti Vaibhav course ki jai. Hare Krishna.
So screen sharing. Okay, I can share now. So we'll continue from sloka number 27. Athamam sarvabhuteshu bhutatmanam krutalayam arhaye danamanabhyam maitriya abhinnena maitri and maitya abhinnena chakshusha. We are seeing this sloka, and in this about Dan and Man, Prabhupada. Translation we did not read. Who has the mic? Therefore, through charitable gifts and attention, as well as through friendly behavior and by viewing all to be alike, abhinnena chakshusha, one should propitiate. I think Mahavira Prabhu had read this. You already read. Huh? So just this point.
There are two Sanskrit words used here, mana and dana. Mana indicates a superior and dana indicates one who gives charitable gifts or is compassionate toward an inferior.
Dana manabhyam. So in this tika, by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he makes this. So in the previous slokas, many places we saw, one should respect other living entities, give prasad to them, in the purport we read. So here the objection. All the starving jivas on earth, hearing that there is one who can satisfy their hunger, will go to him. If one announces like that, then all will come. Who will have patience like King Rantidev to feed them all? So this is objection. How much charity to give? Then the answer actually is, if you do not have samartha to give charity, if you do not have samartha to give dan, then you should give man. So that time you should give respect. So I was thinking this man can be equated to yajna. Yajna dana tapakarma pavanani manishinaha. These three things should not be given up by learned people. So Revatavati Prabhu, can we say man principle is equivalent to yajna principle? Because in yajna also, just like tax is given out of respect to the government, that they have given so much facility to us. So as a sign of respect, some percentage as a tax is returned. What is the comment of? So giving respect should not be given up at all. Giving charity, either dhana or jnana, it should not be given up, and tapasya should not be given up. But many times we tend to receive a lot of man than giving man to others. Okay, we have 20 minutes and 15 slokas. So we'll so now the question is, after hearing this dana manabhyam, how much respect to give? Do I give same respect to all living entities seeing Paramatma in their bodies? Or should I differentiate and accordingly give different respect. So this is the question. So here, न च केवल ज्ञानीमिव मद्भक्ता सर्वत्र तुल्य दृष्टि ही, केवल ज्ञानी जैसे मेरे भक्त की समान दृष्टि नहीं है। साधारणेन
beginning of the creation. This knowledge has existed since the Vedic time, and all these sequences are disclosed in Vedic literature. The theory of gradual evolution or anthropology is not new to the Vedas.
रूपभेदविदस्तत्र ततश्चोभयोदतः तेषां बहुपदः श्रेष्ठाश्चतुष्पादस्ततोद्विपात्.
Better than those living entities who can perceive sound are those who can distinguish between one form and another. Better than them are those who have developed upper and lower sets of teeth. And better still are those who have many legs. Better than them are the quadrupeds, and better still are the human beings.
ततो वर्णाश्च चत्वारस्तेषां ब्राह्मण उत्तमः ब्राह्मणेष्वपि वेदज्ञो ह्यर्थज्ञो अभ्यधिकस्तथा. So better than the previously mentioned, human beings who follow varnashram, tataha vedascha chatvaraha, and those who follow varnashram, among them brahmanas are better. And brahmaneshu api, even among the brahmanas, one who knows the Vedas, Vedagya. And better than such type of Brahman is Vedon ka Arthagya. Arthagya hai, Abhyadikah. So one who knows, but he has one Sakamata. Kamya bhav is Kamya karma karne ki bhavna ab tak hai isme. That is the additional point to be added.
Among human beings, the society which is divided according to quality and work is best. And in that society, the intelligent men who are designated as Brahmanas are best. Among the Brahmanas, one who has studied the Vedas is the best. And among the Brahmanas who have studied the Vedas, one who knows the actual purport of the Vedas is the best.
अर्थज्ञात संशयाच्छेत्ता ततः श्रेयान् स्वकर्मकृत् मुक्त संगस्ततो भूयान अदोग्धा धर्मम आत्मनः. तो जो अर्थज्ञ है, अर्थज्ञात संशय छेत्ता, one who has the ability to remove or destroy the doubts which come by questions. So he is better, and better than that person, tataha shriyan swakarma krut, one who is performing his own duty. And better than him, mukta sangha, one who doesn't have attachment, and one who doesn't perform the dharma for satisfying his personal desires. धर्मम आत्मनः अदोग्धा, स्वयं के स्वार्थ के लिए धर्म का दोहन नहीं करता.
Better than the Brahman who knows the purport of the Vedas is he who can dissipate all doubts. And better than him is one who strictly follows the Brahmanical principles. Better than him is one who is liberated from all material contamination. And better than him is a pure devotee who executes devotional service without expectation of reward.
So this Nishkam Bhav is considered higher. Just then ability to explain the scriptures is lower. Nishkam Bhav is higher. Tasman Mayarpita Shesha Kriyarthatma Nirantaraha Mayarpitatmanaha Pumso Mai Sanyasta Karmanaha Na Pashyami Param Bhutam Kurtuhu Samadarshanat.
Therefore, I do not find a greater person than he who has no interest outside of mine and who therefore engages and dedicates all his activities and all his life, everything unto me without cessation.
So this completes answering Devahutis. Okay, one more sloka. Manasa etani bhutani pranayed bahumanayan Ishvaro jiva kalaya pravishto bhagavan iti.
Such a perfect devotee offers respect to every living entity because he is under the firm conviction that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has entered the body of every living entity as the super soul or controller.
Bhakti yogascha maya manyavyudiritah yayor ekatarenaiva purushaha purusham rajet. So Bhakti Yoga is described in this chapter from sloka number 7 or 8 to 34. It's almost 25, more than 25 slokas. And Ashtanga Yoga, previous chapter it was Maya Manavi, a daughter of Swayambhu Manu. Manavi Udiritaha, I explained. Yayoho Ekatarena. So Yayoho actually out of these two, even if one is able, person is able to follow one, so that Purusha, Purusham Rajit. So Purusham means Parmatmanam Rajit. Continue. Translation.
My dear mother, O daughter of Manu, a devotee who applies the science of devotional service and mystic yoga in this way can achieve the abode of the Supreme Persons, the devotional service.
So this completes answer to Devavati's first question about elaborate more about on Bhakti Yoga. So now about Kala. Remaining slokas are about Kala, and third question is answered in 3 chapters 30, 31, 32. 3 chapters answer third question of Devavati. Yes.
This Purusha whom the individual soul must approach is the eternal form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is known as Brahman and Paramatma. He is the transcendental chief personality and his activities are all spiritual.
So the Lord's form are all this Pradhana, Purusha or Paramatmana. So all these are my form. Etad, the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions, pointing his finger towards his body, chest. So these are my forms. And now the Kala. Rupa Bhedaspadam Divyam Kala Ityabhidhiyate Bhutanam Mahadadinam Yato Bhinna Drusham Bhayam. So Rupa Bhedaspadam. Kal only changes the forms of each and every object in this world. Rupa Bhed. So uska basis. Aspadam means the abode or basis of all the differentiation in the forms is because of this Divyam Me Rupam Kalah iti abhidhiyate, and it creates fear in the heart of a person who sees previously mentioned various forms to be different. In the 36th sloka, it is mentioned this Rupam, the Lord's form as a Kal, Pradhan, Purush. So creator and creation is same in one sense. Shakti and Shaktiman is same. One who differentiates, he only fears, he only has fear in his heart. Others they do not have. Continue.
The time factor who caused the transformation of the various material manifestations is another feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone who does not know that the time is the same Supreme Personality is afraid of the time factor.
So here explain. Yoantah pravisha bhutani bhutair atyakhilashrayah sa Vishno Vishnakyo adhiyajnyo asokalah kalayatam prabhu. So the one who यह भूतानि प्रविश्य या भूतानि अंतः प्रविश्य, भूतों के अंदर प्रवेश कर and यह अखिलाश्रय, who is the shelter of all. So bhutani antah pravisha bhutaihi atti. So this kal only enters into the bodies of living entities or panchamahabhut, and then he kills. Atti means he destroys. Person thinks that this person has killed me. Actually, it is a Kal who has killed. It is called as Vishnu Aksha Adhiyajna. Sah Kalah, ya Aso Kalah, Kalayatam. So he controls even the administrators of this
Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the enjoyer of all sacrifices, is the time factor. and the master of all masters. He enters everyone's heart. He is the supporter of everyone, and he causes every being to be annihilated by another.
So it is Kal who destroys, but the person thinks that this individual has destroyed. Sachasya kaschid dayito na dvesho na cha bandhavah avishatya pramattoso pramattam janam antakrit. So this Kal only. तो कालस्य अस्य means ये काल का कश्चित दयितः न द्वेषः न बांधव. तो न कश्चित दयितः. Kal is not having anyone as his favorite. दयितः न द्वेषः न बांधव. तो आविशति, so it enters. आविशति अप्रमत्तः, so he is very attentive. Pramattam is pagal and apramattam is attentive. Asau pramattam janam antakrit. So those who are not attentive, he attentively enters into them and kills them. No one is dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, nor is anyone his enemy or friend. But he gives inspiration to those who have not forgotten him and destroys those who have forgotten. यद भयाद वाति वातो यम सूर्यस्तपति यद भयात वर्षते देवो भगनो भाति यद भयात. Out of fear of Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of Kala, wind blows. Out of fear of him the sun shines. Out of fear of him the rain pours forth showers, and out of fear of him the host of heavenly bodies shed their lustre. यद वनस्पतयो भीता लताश्चौषधिभिः सह स्वे स्वे कालेभिः गृह्णन्ति पुष्पाणि च फलानि च. Out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trees, creepers, herbs, seasonal plants and flowers blossom and fructify, each in its own season. स्रवन्ति सरितो भीता नोत्स्पर्त्युदधियर्तः अग्निरिन्धे सगिरिभिर् भूर्नमज्जति यद्भयात्. Out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the rivers flow and the ocean never overflows. Out of fear of him only does fire burn and does the earth with its mountains not sink in the water of the universe. Nabho dadati shvasatam padam yanniyamadah lokam swadeham tanute mahan saptabhiravritam. Subject to the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the sky allows outer space to accommodate all the various planets which hold innumerable living entities. The total universal body expands with its 7 coverings under the supreme control, under his supreme control. Gunanam गुणाभिमानी नो देवः सर्गादिषु अस्य यद्भयात् वर्तन्ति अनुयुगम येषाम वश एतच्चराचरम. So anuyugam, in every yuga cycle or anuyugam, so Kal has control. Out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the directing demigods in charge of the modes of material nature carry out the functions of creation, maintenance and destruction. Everything animate and inanimate within this material world is under their control. This is the last sloka. So ananto antakarah kalah anadir adikrit avyayah janam janena janayan marayan mrutyunantakam. So this Kal sah anantah is not having anta, anantah, but antakara, he destroys. Very catchy words. He himself ananta, but he does anta of others. Ananta antakarah kalah anadihi. Out of 5 subjects in Gita, Kala is considered as eternal. So anadihi, adikrit, but he makes the beginning of others. The example is given, janam janena janayan. तो लोगों को, जनों को जन्म देता है और जन्म देने वालों को निर्माण करता है. सो पितादि जन्म जनयन, तो अपने पुत्रों को निर्माण करते हैं. एंड मारयन, so then they are destroyed also. So one living entity gives birth, and the similar way one living entity kills also another living entity. So mrityu nam antakam, so is the death for the god of death. The eternal time factor has no beginning and no end. It is the representative of the supreme personality of Godhead, the maker of the criminal world. It brings about the end of the phenomenal world. It carries on the work of creation by bringing one individual into existence from another, and likewise it dissolves the universe by destroying even the Lord of Death, Yamaraj. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. Ram Nitai Prabhu very systematically studied all the Acharya's tikas, and very nicely before the students he was arriving here and students were late, but still he was very nicely explaining. And let us thank His Grace Ram Nitai Prabhu by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.